Trailblazer Award. I want to tell you a little bit about Helen and why this award was created in her honor. As many of you know, Helen is the first woman president of Toastmasters International. But guess what? It was not easy for Helen. When she wanted to join Toastmasters, she was at a club where she couldn't even put in her application as a female. She had to put in her application as a man. So she put in her application H. Blanchard. And then Toastmasters International came back and they said, what does H stand for? So I guess her club decided that they were going to pick a name for her, and the name that they came up with was Homer Blanchard. So they sent it in. She was then a member. They found out that she was a woman. Toastmasters International decided to accept women. Before, they did have a group of women called Toastmistress, but they were allowed to come to the meeting, but they had to sit in the back or in another room. So it's amazing what. So Helen is a true trailblazer. Now, was it easy for Helen? No, she was probably extremely controversial. All right. Can you imagine being a woman running for the first president or international director for Toastmasters International and having people spit on you? That's how she was treated. All right, so at that time, Helen was controversial. And each year, we name the recipient. And some, people think, oh, well, I don't understand why you picked that person. But I can tell you that each person that's picked as a Helen M. Blanchard Trailblazer Award has made a significant contribution to our district at the club, the area, the division, and the district level. The person that we have chosen, the committee, and the committee is made up of every recipient for the past several years. As the head of the committee, I don't vote. And I am the first recipient of the Helen M. Blanchard Award, and I'm very touched and honored that Helen was still around at that time to see me receive that award. This year's recipient is being recognized for his efforts over the years. He has been an area director, he's been a club officer trainer. He has really done a lot for the district, all right? This year he really stood out. Well, he stood out several years ago by putting on a certain event. And this year he really stood out with his club event that he put together. This year's Helen M. Blanchard Trailblazer Award is given to Distinguished Toastmaster Robert Dietrich.
Creating LACE was not just my effort. There were so many of you in this room that have helped out in all the different events that we've had. I remember when it first came up as an idea, Hetty Alsop came up to me and said, you know, Bob, you'd make a really good TLI chair. And how many of you got sucked into leadership that way? I thought, I accept your proposal. I said, well, what do you have to do? She goes, well, you get experience doing events. And I said, do we have to use the word institute? And she goes, well, no, what do you want to do? I go, well, I'd like to really, I think we got a lot of talent in this district. I'd like to have a lot of speakers speaking about things on ways to apply your leadership and communication skills, like training in Facebook or training in negotiation or training in other things that we can actually apply our skills. And so that idea was born. We brought out several different speakers, and it's just been an amazing event. So thank you all. This is for everyone that's participated and everyone that's shown up.